Young in The Restless reveals the dramatic tension when Sharon, the victim, becomes the killer. The atmosphere becomes suffocating as the characters sink deeper into conflicts, internal struggles, and uncompromising confrontations. In a series of intertwined events, Nick Newman, Ian Ward, Damien King, Nate Hastings, and Victor Newman all contribute to creating an attractive, surprising, and equally dangerous drama. Nick Newman confronts Ian Ward at the motel. On a fateful evening, Nick Newman confronts Ian Ward at a remote motel, where tensions reach a peak. Ian, with his usual calm demeanor, is sitting in the corner, sipping tea as if everything is under his control. But Nick knows clearly, behind that calm face is a dangerous man and is not easy to deal with. Nick dives straight into the problem, his voice full of anger. "I know what you are up to, Ian. This will not end well for you." Ian just smirked, his eyes glinting with triumph. "Oh, Nick, you're just like the last time we met, impulsive, emotional, and predictable." The tension was boiling, and the two exchanged sharp words. Ian was deliberately trying to provoke Nick, while Nick was looking for Ian's weakness to end this. But Ian was not one to be defeated. The confrontation at the motel was just the beginning of a series of plots that Ian was planning to attack the Newman family. Damien King and Nate Hastings' offer. Meanwhile, in another development, Damien King was sitting in his office, lost in thought when Nate Hastings appeared. Nate, a gentleman with a confident demeanor, brought a job offer that surprised Damien. "You have a stable job in Wisconsin, why come to me with this offer?" Damien asked, eyes doubtful. Nate leaned back in his chair, smiling knowingly. "You're right, Damien. There has to be more to it than that." Damien squinted, trying to read Nate, but couldn't see through his true intentions. Nate continued, his voice low but captivating, "There's something about you that catches my eye. The restlessness, the insecurity. I used to be like you." Nate shared that he used to be a doctor, but family events had caused him to change his career path. He used the Count of Monte Cristo as a metaphor, emphasizing that people change, but the motivation behind each decision is what matters most. Damien, who had always been confident in his abilities, began to waver. He wondered, was this offer an opportunity or just a trap? Victor Newman and Michael Baldwin, the mystery investigation. In another development, Victor Newman, the head of the powerful Newman family, is urging Michael Baldwin to find evidence to solve an important case. Victor, as always, is full of authority and does not accept delays. "Michael, I need evidence, not just words or hypotheses. I want the truth," Victor emphasized, his eyes sharp. Michael understands the importance of this mission. He knows that Victor never asks for anything if it is not really necessary. Meanwhile, Victor seems to be hiding a bigger plan, something that even Michael does not know. Sharon Newman and the hallucinations of Cameron Kirsten. In another corner of the story, Sharon Newman once again faces terrifying hallucinations of Cameron Kirsten. In her lonely moments, Cameron's shadow seems to be around, causing Sharon to fall into a state of panic. She hears Cameron's laughter echoing in her head, sometimes feeling like he's standing right behind her. Sharon tries to stay calm, telling herself that everything is just an illusion. But is it really true, or is Cameron coming back to haunt her once again? The events taking place in Genoa City seem to be just the tip of a giant iceberg. Nick Newman has no idea that his confrontation with Ian Ward could bring unpredictable consequences to his family. Damien King, while considering Nate Hastings' offer, is at a dangerous crossroads. Victor Newman and Michael Baldwin, with their foresight, are trying to protect the Newman family from threats from the shadows. And can Sharon Newman, haunted by the ghosts of her past, escape the psychological spiral that is dragging her down? The story is long, and each character faces their own challenges, where choices can change everything. Genoa City has never been quiet, and this is when the storm begins to rage stronger than ever. On a tumultuous day in Genoa City, key characters are faced with big decisions and tense situations. Secrets, intrigue, and emotions overlap to create a compelling plot where every action leads to unexpected consequences. After Damien left, Amy Lewis and Audra Charles appeared with curious eyes. Nate Hastings, who had just had a deep conversation with Damien, couldn't help but wonder how to approach his half-brother. Nate sighed and said to Amy and Audra, "Damien doesn't bite. But I'm not sure he will either." Audra, with a meaningful smile, suggested, "Maybe the next time you see Damien, you should tell the truth." Let him know everything, Nate. Sometimes the truth is the only way to break down barriers. Nate was silent, his eyes flashing with doubt and uncertainty. Damien was unlike anyone he had ever met before, and establishing a relationship with this half-brother was not as easy as he thought. At the motel where Ian Ward was staying, his frustration grew as he received no news about Sharon. Ian paced back and forth across the room, his voice cold towards Jordan. "Have you taken care of everything I asked? Where is the evidence, Jordan, where is it?" Ian looked at her, his face devoid of sympathy. "I need results, not reasons." But even so, he knew that Jordan was an important piece in his plan. Without her, many of his secrets could be exposed. The drama reaches its climax. The psychological warfare and power struggles between the characters are increasingly complicated. Damien King is at a crucial crossroads in his relationship with Nate Hastings. Nick Newman embarks on a dangerous journey to find Sharon, regardless of the risks. Ian Ward, with his dark intentions, is secretly carrying out his plan, while Victor Newman seeks to protect his family from a formidable enemy. No one knows exactly what lies ahead. But with each step, they are drawn deeper into a web of intrigue and danger. Genoa City has never been at peace, and secrets are still buried, until they are all exposed to the light. Events in Genoa City become increasingly tense and dangerous as the characters are drawn into quests, confrontations, and terrifying hallucinations. Nick Newman, in his attempt to find Sharon, puts himself in danger, while Sharon continues to fight her own fears and despair. Nick breaks into Ian Ward's house. Nick Newman, determined to find Sharon at all costs, breaks into Ian Ward's house. The house is dark and oppressive, just as Nick imagined his calculating enemy would be. He gropes in the dark, rummaging through every drawer, every corner, hoping to find a clue to where Sharon is being held. Meanwhile, Jordan, a woman with a mysterious connection to Ian, suddenly appears at the house. Hearing the noise, she panics, realizing that she cannot be discovered. Jordan quickly hides in the bathroom, holding her breath, trying not to make any noise. Nick continues to rummage, then shouts loudly, "Ian, I know you're hiding Sharon. Where is she? Tell me." There is no answer. The house is silent. But Nick does not give up. He knows Ian is playing a dangerous game and he will do anything to break it. Meanwhile, in a dark and cold place, Sharon Newman is trapped in an underground sewer. She is chained to a large pipe, exhausted and panicking. She screams for help, hoping that someone will hear. But the only response she gets is her own empty echo. During the painful conversation, Cameron mentions Heather, a woman who died in the past. He implies that Heather's death was an accident, but that only makes Sharon feel more burdened by guilt and painful memories. The story in Genoa City is entering a climax. Nick, with determination and anger, will stop at nothing to find Sharon. Sharon, trapped in the dark, is fighting her greatest fears and painful memories from the past. Ian Ward, a calculating manipulator, continues to manipulate everyone around her to achieve his goals. Who will win this tense battle? And will Sharon be rescued before it's too late? Genoa City has never been a place for the weak, and this battle will change everything. Subscribe to Yonder for the latest news.